Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. It's Adel Hanbali with you, student of the Florida National University, and today's presentation is for the life skill assignment number 2, that is part of the ethical, legal, and social values of business course that I am taking, part of the MBA program that I am pursuing. What is today's story about? It's about an American company called Fertilife that is specialized in the creation of fertilizers. Fertilife decided to expand its business into Mexico, where the laws protecting the environment and the citizens are less strict, and so Fertilife have in Mexico a better chance to be more inventive in the process of creating the fertilizers. How did the expansion happen? Fertilife bought a financially struggling fertilization plant in Mexico. How the deal was done? It was done with the owner of this financially struggling plant. Fertilife would pay him a modest amount of money for the plant with all its supplies and methods. However, the owner asked Fertilife to maintain the current employees and the current with their current benefits, but this was not part of the written contract. It was only a verbal agreement, and Fertilife promised him to abide to this agreement even though it's only verbal. What actually happened is that after a month, Fertilife did a lot of structural changes within the management of the company, of the plant they bought, and they brought new employees from USA and Canada to occupy high managerial positions, and they demoted all the Mexican employees in managerial position to work with the rest of the low-ranked Mexican employees. Moreover, they made a lot of cutbacks in what they earned, and they were working in very bad working conditions, like they were forced to sleep in very small quarters, and they were allowed to go home only once a week. Even the food that they gave him was very different than the food that they gave to their American and Canadian employees. So the overall work condition of these Mexican employees was very bad in comparison of the work conditions of the American and Canadian employees. This was not being pleasing by the public, and it was raising negative global attention to the company, not only because of how they are treating their employees, but also from an environmental point of view, because Fertilife was wasting all its disposal in the river behind the company. So the chemicals that they throw inside this river was making people sick. The people that drink from the river was getting sick, and it was killing the wildlife inside the river. The situation has deteriorated a lot to a point where the Mexican employees were exposed to experiment for the creation of new fertilizers that were badly affecting their health, and even some Mexican women employees were complaining that a certain American manager has exhibited very bad or inappropriate behavior toward them. And even when they raised the issue to the higher management, nothing was done about it, and the behavior got only worse. So here the situation was very alarming, and I see that there is an urge to take action, because it reached a point where the image and the reputation of the company has become very scandalous. What I propose as the beginning, because I think that not responding to the employees' issues was the turning point, is what made the situation even worse than what it is already. So first of all, I think that the manager that made inappropriate behavior against a certain Mexican employee should Fertilife should take action against him so that the Mexican employees will feel more safe in the company where they are working, and they feel that the company is protecting their rights. So the first step, they should take action against this American manager. Second, I think that improving their life will positively affect their productivity, and so it will positively affect Fertilife to expand its business even more and be more profitable. So improving their work condition, not making them sleep in small quarters, giving them back the luxuries, or they're not really luxuries, but what the ex-owner used to, for example, give them ice cream during their hard work. This is of very low cost for the company, but of very high values to the employees, and can make them more happy at work, and thus increase their productivity even more. So after also increasing their work conditions, I think that they can also hire Mexican employees to the company to occupy positions that are in direct contact with those Mexican workers, because at the end of the day, those Mexican workers are at the core of the success of the company, because they are really doing the real job on the ground. Okay, the managers are planning and taking decisions, but who is doing these decisions it's these workers. So we should focus more on improving the quality of work of these workers. Also, the company should, to improve its image toward the public, it should find a way to find an alternative for its waste disposal and not throw it in the river, even though this alternative way may be of higher cost, but it will definitely improve the image of the company, especially if they market this alternative waste disposal as a green form of disposal, which is a trend today, and which will be definitely met with a pleasing reaction by the public. Basically, that's it. So as a conclusion, I think that they should definitely take action and improve the workers' condition, and find an alternative way to the waste disposal. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I will see you in the next presentation.